This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh, listen, did you hear that? That's your body. Your body's talking. Are you listening? It's trying to tell you things. It potentially is trying to tell you that it's not happy, that it's reacting to your lifestyle, that it may have to speak back to you in terms of illness, potentially disease. You might want to start listening to your body. We're going to start there today with somebody who's got a lot of insight on that as an integrative health coach and nutritional kinesiologist. She's also the person behind an interesting place you can go to get answers and reframe your mind. It's called the Harmonic Egg, which is located in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. No, Michigan. What am I saying? Michigan. Where am I at? There's an M there. I'm close. And so much more to talk about today with Courtney Yarch, who's on the program with us. How are you doing today?
I'm so glad to be here. Happy Thursday.
Good to have you back here. And I also want to add that the other thing you offer is the AO scan technology, which you have to be in Grand Rapids for the Harmonic Egg, which we've talked about. We'll circle back to that. But the AO scan is basically telling us what our body, it's almost like an interpreter for your body. Let's say you don't know the language your body speaks. The AO technology scan can pretty much do that for you. But let's go back to the fundamentals here. The body is really talking. It's listening all the time. It's storing information that may even go back decades. And if we don't listen, things can go a little wrong, can't they?
Yeah. Most people don't just wake up one day after living a totally happy, carefree life, and then all of a sudden you're burnt out and you have illness and you're depressed. It like builds slowly and quietly. So the body starts with little whispers like, oh, you're a little bit fatigued today and you're not recovering from your workout as well. Your muscles are a little bit tense and you're on edge and you're not sleeping well and you're emotionally numb. So all these things are just like little quiet whispers, and your body's saying like, hey, pay attention because I need some love and I need a little bit of calm down. But when these whispers get ignored or buried or suppressed for too long, they become screams. They become like anxiety and chronic pain and real major diseases and injury and emotional collapse. And unfortunately, our body celebrates that, like push through, just get it done, go, go, go mentality instead of slowing down. So I guess my message today that I want to talk about is that your body isn't really betraying you when it's not, when it's showing those little signs of tension. It's whispering nicely saying, pay attention. It's not betraying you. It's trying to protect you.
Do you believe that our bodies remember everything?
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the mind. It's in the cellular level, stuff you experience even when you were a kid. It's in us.
Have you ever read the book, The Body Keeps the Score?
Yep. Long time ago. Yeah.
And we don't need to go all through it right now, but your body does hold trauma. Your body remembers. Those things are stored in your tissues, in the water, in your cells, for sure.
Have you ever experienced the situation where your body was trying to tell you something and either you listened or you kind of didn't listen?
I mean, 100%, absolutely. I know that I had kind of a traumatic childhood in young adult years. And I think that I went the route of perfectionism. Like I will just suppress all my feelings and I will bury them down and I will get through it with my head above water. But those crumbles, the foundation, they show up. And I know, I mean, I've been married now for 22 years. I'm totally blessed and I have 3 wonderful teenagers. But even as recent as a couple years ago, my nervous system was not regulated and I would be tense all the time. And anytime I felt out of control, I would be thrown back into trauma triggers and I would just lash out and I would yell. And now I just look back like, why did I waste my energy yelling? But I realized that it was because it was a trauma thing. I felt out of control. My body recognized what could be coming next. And yeah. Or like, this is totally more like not so much mentally. This is more physically. I was I don't have any memory of it. I was 12 years old. I was in a major auto accident, and I don't have any memory of it. I was in a coma for a long time, but I am a terrible passenger. When anyone else is driving, I mean, even people who are really good drivers, I get so panicky, and I always grab the thing by the window, the handle, and
Hmm.
I'm always like, and I am the worst. I think my body just knows any sort of trauma. I don't remember being in the accident at all, but my body feels it. My body knows.
I've heard, and it was this year, that when memories of trauma come up, things that happened in your childhood, and let's get this out of the way now.
Mhm.
Most of what pilots us, as I understand, is stuff that came from our childhood. So,
Oh yeah.
and it could be, little things, if you will,
Mhm.
but you hold on to them,
The
and
little
when
things add up.
or your subconscious is always looking for evidence to back up a situation. Oh, there's another one, Bob. There you
Mhm.
go again. That's what's going on in your mind. But when these memories come up, I've heard it's your body's way of saying, hello, the body's speaking, the body's saying, hello, I need to be healed from that. We need to work on that. That's why I'm presenting it.
Of course, of course. So we need to be intentional about it. I think last time we were on, we talked about intentional living, and it's not just going through the motions, not just willy-nilly keep my head above water. We got to be intentional about dealing with our emotions and letting them surface rather than just burying and suppressing them. Because if we don't, it's going to hurt later. And I
Mm,
truly believe, like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not making any claims, but I do truly believe that most illness results from buried emotions, from stress, from just burying it all down for too long. Your immune system gets weak. All of the stuff in your body stops functioning when you're in that parasympath or that sympathetic state. When you're in that fight or flight mode, that's when illness and disease strikes.
yep. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. It took time to
Yeah.
figure that out and learn that and all of that. But that's essentially what's going on within us. Um,
Mhm.
how can we listen better to our bodies?
you know, just slow down. Like when you notice that you're getting on edge, when you notice the person next to you is really irritating you, now sometimes you can't leave the conversation. Obviously, that would be the easiest thing. Step away, take a breath. Otherwise, you can always just pause before you respond. Slow down, pause. Things like deep breathing just sound off for like yogis or those people who meditate. Deep breathing makes the world go round. Or things like, and again, this just sounds silly, but it makes a difference. Warm beverages. I don't know why, but warm beverages are very soothing. So I don't care if you're drinking your decaf coffee or your tea or even just a glass of hot water with lemon. Warm beverages are very good for the nervous system.
Mm.
If it is not, like I live in Michigan right now, we got snow everywhere. So you don't want to walk around outside right now. But, getting outside bare feet, those kind of things when it is warm enough to, those things matter too. Those are very grounding. I also say you don't need to go take a nap every day necessarily. I mean, depending on your lifestyle, but sometimes even just going to sit on the couch or sit in your chair, close your eyes for like 5 minutes, just block out the sounds. Those things matter.
That's one of my favorite things to do. And it's
Yeah.
only in the last like year or so where I've
Hmm.
gotten to the point where I could be in a meeting, people are talking, and I could just like look over to the side and everybody's got a different
Yeah.
spin on it. I could stare at a thumbtack on the wall
Yeah.
and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
And if I don't need to be present at something
Hmm.
or I get ideas even during a meeting, I'll just, look over to the side and then I'm just transported for a little bit. It took a long time to get there. But
Yeah.
just to your point, it's wonderful. Just if you can, if call it meditation, whatever, if you can get to that point where you're shutting everything down and you're just taking a moment, it is like the best massive recharge ever. The best. But it takes time to get there. And the breath work too. Yeah, we laugh at it. Some of us, I'm breathing anyway. What the heck is I going to make it? It's scientifically proven that it
Hmm.
changes your nervous system, the state that you are in. And to your point of listening to the body, this was about 10 years ago. I took on some other roles. I was getting up very early. I had been waking up early for decades anyway, doing morning radio, little kids, renovating a backyard, taking on these other roles, and my stomach started bothering me. And then I kept putting it off. And then I remember going to an amusement park with my kids. I'm like, I can't even eat. Like,
Hmm.
It got to the point where I wasn't listening,
Yeah.
that on my birthday, I was at the beach and I said, I got to go to the hospital.
Yeah. I believe it.
Mo
I'm so sorry, but I believe it.
Most men will not say, I'm going to the hospital. I never thought I would. I had to. And my blood pressure, which is normal, was like my eyes were popping out of my head from the anxiety of like, what's wrong with me? Turned out to be an ulcer. Not a major one, but enough. And
Yeah.
since minimized, and now I listen. Now I
Yeah.
listen, you know?
I think any medical professional will tell you that stress is the main cause of ulcers. It's not
Yeah,
just, yeah, I mean, there's other factors. I'm not saying stress is the only thing, but
sure.
main cause for sure. When the nervous system is stuck in that fight or flight mode, digestion is one of the first things that shuts down. I mean, everything, cellular repair, your circulation, hormones dysregulate, emotions, they feel bigger, healing slows, your mitochondria don't work as well, everything.
You're a nutritional kinesiologist. You
Mhm.
know a little something there,
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to that stuff. Yeah. What other advice do you have for us? And I want to get to the AO scan technology that you offer in a moment and
yeah.
how that can support us with everything that we're talking about. But what other advice do you have when it comes to listening to our bodies and or why we should?
All the basics. You got to clean up your diet. That does matter. That helps with anxiety. That helps with everything. You got to work on sleep hygiene. That matters. Staying hydrated, especially, I think you live in a cold part of the country too, right? Where I
Oh,
live in Michigan,
we
all of
got
a
we
sudden
got
we're,
snow. I'm in New
yeah,
York. And not upstate.
yeah.
We got snow. Yep.
So if you have furnaces going in your house right now, you probably need to have, some extra hydration because that's going to dry out the air. Those things you think they don't matter, but hydration is key to your nervous system regulation. So, of course, I've given you a lot of tips on, you know, that kind of stuff that you can do for free. But I also would say, I mean, I own two harmonic eggs. I think harmonic eggs are the best way to regulate the nervous system.
Hmm.
But if you're not by a harmonic egg, you could go do there's a lot of other energy modalities that I love. Get a massage, right? Get some reflexology, get some, it's like on your feet a little bit. Acupuncture is amazing. Reiki is amazing. You can also do all these other beautiful options that I talked about totally free at home.
I want to go back to the warm beverages for just a moment.
Yeah, let's do it.
And now that it's winter and cold where we are, I this just in the last week, I had that, I guess, epiphany that
Mhm.
this is so comforting. I'm truly enjoying this tea.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel better. And if you look into Chinese medicine,
Mhm.
which includes uh, herbalism, they say you are never to drink anything cold.
Right.
You are doing a disservice to your body, issues with your spleen, your kidney,
Mhm.
from not just beverages, but even if you eat, hey, I'll make a salad occasionally. And I talked to
Yeah.
a, Chinese medicine expert who said, yeah, that's great, but it's cold. It's not
Right.
cooked. And that messes up the enzymes in your body and how it processes it. So you want to look at doing things that are warm. And who doesn't like a cold drink, beer, whatever it is, but
Right. Right.
not probably not the best thing for you according to that.
It's good to keep it all in mind. Like you can't do everything 100% perfect all the time, right?
Sure.
Got to, you do better when you know better and you got to just do everything within moderation. I mean, I'm not asking for perfection here from anyone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just do the best you can, but at least be mindful. Be
Yeah.
mindful of it. Like since I heard that now, and I keep beverages in the garage because
Mhm.
it's, extra space, but now it's cold. So
Right.
I'll put a can of seltzer, bring it in. I'm like, hey, it feels like it's 35 degrees. I'm going to leave this can for a little while. I'm not going to drink
Yeah.
it totally cold based on what I heard.
Yeah.
And you know what? You get used to it after a while. Like I don't crave cold beverages anymore
I
once
don't
I start,
either.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good for you. So tell us about the AO scan technology. You did it for me,
Yeah.
revealed. I'm still going through it, by the way. There's so many pages
There's a
of,
lot of information.
right? Good stuff. Like, and I validated it, and all I did was give you a voice memo of 15 seconds of me talking, and
Hmm.
that's where it happens, and a little other information, date of birth, whatever. Um, how does it work? Why does it work? How does it even detect this technology just from hearing your voice?
Well, there's so many parts there. So, we are all vibration. Your vibration, the chair you're sitting on is vibration, the air in the room is vibration. Everything is energy and it's moving. And we kind of like to think in this 3D world where we can see things and we can touch things. I can pick up my phone, but it's all about vibration and energy. So in the quantum world of like quantum physics, I can locate you in the quantum field with some identifying information. I need like your name, your date of birth, photo helps, all sorts of. I usually have 5 or 7 points of identifying information. We can locate you in the quantum. The voice helps a ton. It's not required for all the scans, but it helps a ton. But once we find you in the quantum, we can scan your body. We can scan the different organs, your different systems, your meridians, your chakras. And then based on a database of what, like, a healthy liver is functioning at X, Y, and Z, and a functioning spleen is at a different, you know, vibration level. So based on whether your body's up or down from the norm, this AO scan technology sends you optimizing frequencies. So, like the sine wave and the cosine wave, they kind of go like this. And if we want to cancel it out, we would just do the opposite wave. And if we want to adjust it, we would just do it a little higher, a little bit lower. So you can send different frequency waves based on what you need to balance it out. It that's probably more than, since we're halfway through a podcast, it's probably more than we can attach right now.
Well, I can say
But
this.
it's real simple.
It sounds woo, but even before the scan that you did for me, energy's on my radar. I
Yeah.
believe in all of it, scientifically proven. It's not like we're just making this up, pulling this out of, thin air.
Mhm.
It's legit. That dude, what's his name? Einstein was talking about this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Tesla. Wait, turn,
Hmm.
late 1800s.
Yeah.
It was
This is
th-
not
this.
new.
It's not new, but the vibration, more people are picking up on what that vibration is, and certainly there are qualities in the vibration of your voice that can be analyzed here. And
Yeah.
when you did that AO scan for me, I, we all know our bodies, labs come back, maybe a little high here, a little low there, nothing major, whatever. You don't know anything about me and that side. I didn't even have
Mm-mm.
to reveal it, but I will tell you this, going through the AO scan, it was, oh, yeah, that's correct. That validate that one. But here's the beauty of it. With what you provided, sound, call it
Mm-hmm.
music, you can counteract
Yeah.
physical health challenges. Let's say
Yeah.
high cholesterol or, maybe sugar levels and things like that,
Mhm.
just by listening to the vibration or call it music. And you
Yeah.
provide
There's
that.
there's beauty in there. It's not just like buzzes. There's some beautiful tones in there.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I've heard you can Google right now. 528 hertz. Pull that up on YouTube. That is the frequency of love, as I understand it. And a lot of times they take that sound and they put it to music,
Mhm.
and that can foster a feeling of positivity and love within. And that's just one example.
Yeah.
But so use that example now, take it to the AO technology, and that you provide certain music for a goal. You didn't just pick anything and send it to me. It was
No.
to achieve a goal, right?
Right. To balance out those hormones. So if the inner voice, which is the first one that I did for you, or not the hormones, I'm sorry, your emotions. That's what I meant.
Mhm.
So the nice thing is with it picks up on the tones and that are missing from your voice or that are overcompensating in your voice. So maybe F and G sharp, I don't know, B flat, whatever it is, the three that are the overcompensating emotions, they send you, or from the AO scan, I send you balancing harmonics, like the opposite to to kind of balance it out. And then the one that's the most suppressed or least represented, there's extra of that note in there also. So the harmonics help your emotions. It's real. We have real stuff going on in life. That happens. Nothing crazy, but some days you wake up and you're heavier. Or my kids have exams going on right now. So I have them talking. They do the inner voice thing and I have them in their headsets while they are getting ready for school before exams. It's that time of year right now. Gets them in a good state of mind. It gets them ready for exams, ready for fun.
Wow. I never even thought of that. So
It helps
they,
get your day started.
so okay, let me sure I heard this right. They're taking exams. There's a lot of stress involved in that, a lot of
Mhm.
brain power. You, you
Mhm.
know, you want to get a good grade. So they're listening to music from the AO scan to help foster
Before school.
positive outcome.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely, 100%. And I think that's the way to. I do my inner voice, my balancing harmonics every day before work. I talk into it on the way. I put my AirPods in while I'm driving. I think in Michigan that's allowed now as long as you're paying attention.
Mm.
Um, anyway, sometimes I do it at my desk, but I do my inner voice and listen to my balancing harmonics every day because it changes day to day. Some days you're more grieving and some days you're more angry and some days you're bubbling and full of life. And so different emotions need to be balanced out every day.
If anybody's hearing this and saying, those people are crazy, what the hell is going on over there? I task you with this. We all love music. We all listen to music ever since we were tiny children or in the womb. Mom sang to baby to be born. Why? Because it's a vibration, because it does something to you. When you put a song on, why did you put that on? Was it the lyrics that resonated, i.e., vibrated into you? The music, all of it, it's the same thing. Like, I'll put on music because I want to be happy, because I want to be nostalgic. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Sometimes I want to feel a certain sadness. It kind of puts life in perspective. Uh, it's vibration. That's what this is. It's all the same thing. You're just
Mhm.
you're just creating custom music, if you will, for whatever the goal is, whatever somebody needs to achieve. And that's also the harmonic egg. Harmonics. We're talking about sound here again within the egg, but also light. It's all the same thing. Pretty cool.
Yeah, let me tell your people real quick. Most of my main business, I love talking about all things health related, all things energy related. But my main business is I have two harmonic eggs. They look like big spaceships or time machines, but they're not. They are light sound resonance chambers. So, depending on where your stress lives, we're going to first talk about it, figure out the right lights and the right music for you. You get to recline in a zero gravity chair, lay back, chill out, get all comfy. I give you a blanket and tuck you in if you want, and you get to just zone out. You can sleep, you can stay awake, pray, meditate, recite poetry, whatever you want for 50 minutes. And the light and the sound frequencies in the resonance chamber, it's all untreated walnut. It's beautiful. The energy just keeps bouncing around in there. And everyone leaves the session feeling relaxed. Most people sleep better that first night than they have in like months. But then the real magic always happens in the 4 or 5 or 6 days later. Like I can't ever fix it, if your boss sucks or your neighbor sucks or the dog next door barks all night. I can't fix that. But when your nervous system is balanced and regulated, you don't get triggered the same way. Like nothing just I'm not saying you'll never be mad again. I'm not saying like you'll never be annoyed, but you just don't respond with the same stress hormones, the same stress responses,
You can
which
deal. That's what it sounds
yes.
like. You can deal. If I came to you right now, just pulled up to your place right there in Michigan, and I said, hey, Courtney, I'm normally in, good mood, just, kind of down lately, holidays and stress and, family situations and expectations and all of that. I'm going to go in the egg. Can you help me?
Yeah.
You could then, right?
Oh, of course. It depends on, how long it's been since you came. It depends on if you are feeling like down, like you're grieving, or you're feeling like angry. Like, did someone betray you so you're angry, or are you overwhelmed with life or sad from a loss, right? Because those kind of things are going to be different colors. So we don't just say like, are you happy or sad? We kind of go into a little more detail on what's causing your mental unrest, because it's not just the same for everyone. It's very, privatized. If your nervous system is pretty balanced and you're just feeling really down for one specific day, maybe some yellow or some orange, which are good for like cheerfulness, joyfulness. Maybe if you're feeling really sluggish and like, I can't even get out of bed, melancholy, maybe even something as crazy and bold as a red or a magenta. But if we're still trying to just regulate your nervous system, we need some blue or green or purple to just mellow it out. And I think for most people, that's what we got to do first is just get the nervous system. It's not always about dealing with your anger or dealing with your lethargy. A lot of times we got to first calm your nervous system and then everything else gets a little bit better.
I look at it this way, your car. If everything is tuned up and right, the wheels are right, you got them balanced and everything, it's going to run really well.
Yeah.
If not, let's say one wheel is out of balance. Well, let's say you got two spark plugs, they're getting old. Oil change, it's not going to run. And your body's the same exact thing. If you give it what it needs and you keep it in balance, especially mentally, it's going to run great. But if not, eventually things are going to crop up. You're going to get illness, possibly disease. And this is some of the ways to get around that and kind of it's like going to the mechanic, reset everything. Best way to find you. I know that we have to be in Grand Rapids if we want to go in the egg and experience that magic. The AO scan technology side of you, it can be done virtually, easily. Where does it start? How do we find you, Courtney?
Find me my website is harmoniceggr.com. You could email me at info@harmoniceggr.com. My social media handles are, at harmoniceggr. And if you want to give me a call or text at 616-970-9186. And I would love to answer any questions, help you out. Also, I would love you to come to Grand Rapids and see my harmonic egg. But if you know that you are nowhere nearby and you don't want to do a remote session, you could go to harmonicegg.com, type in your zip code, and find another location because we are in 14 countries now. That's kind of cool.
Wow. 14 countries. Maybe that's because it works.
Damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you for today's conversation and these thoughts. I'm totally on your page, and it took me the last 5 years to even really figure it out. And I was already plugged into metaphysics even before that. But I just dipped my toe in. Now I dove in. Now I see what's going on here. And you can feel so much better and move your life forward without illness with what we're talking about. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later.
We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.